Well, good morning, everybody. We finally getting to work again. It's finally dried up. It's been about 2.5, 3 weeks since we've done anything. It's been so wet, raining every day. But you can't see nothing. I can't see nothing. But we've got to build 30-foot wide shooting lanes up through here. So I'm gonna punch a hole right through the center of this forest here, and we're gonna make a big clearing in the center, and just make some big shooting lanes out here on this farm. So y'all just hang tight here. I'm gonna set you up in the track hoe, and we'll let you watch some clearing go down. Be a challenge getting in here first, because we've got to basically clear it all, punch out a big hole in the center where we can kind of localize all of our brush, and we're going to try to get the track loader out here at some point. It just does so much better than a bulldozer in terms of clearing. But for now, I'm just going to be clearing with the track hoe, kind of basically coming through here. Just got to envision just like a big long hallway, essentially. They deer hunt this, and it's gotten all grown up back here, and they can't, obviously you're not going to be able to hunt this. You couldn't even really hunt it with a rifle. It's so thick up in here. So we've got a bunch of clearing to do out here. So should be several videos coming out of this project here. But it'll be slow going for a little while until I kind of get a hole punched in here where we can kind of get a system going. So I'm gonna have to basically just stack everything on the sides, and then just kind of punch a hole all the way up through there, and then come back and get the brush. It's little baby poplars and little pines. I mean, it'll be easy pickings. It's just actually getting to the center to kind of localize all the brush is what's going to be the challenging part. I'm going to try to get my head up the hill here. They wanted about 30 feet wide, so that's what we're going to try and stick to. But we got to make it wide enough where we can get our brush out, feasibly. You got to make it wide enough where you can have two machines in here. So I'm gonna have to lay this stuff back out for the loader to be able to get in here and push it out. So got to handle it twice. We told the customer that, they're fine with it. So it was either that or clear it, 40 foot wide, where you could clear and lay it out to the side, and the dozer could be pushing it while you were clearing. So. here already. This stuff's nice and small and brittle. You just snap it in half with a track hoe. Stack it up real nice and neat, lay everything, parallel with each other. You'll thank yourself down the road when you're having to come back through here and gather it all up. Makes your life a lot easier if you stack it neat. Then you can just come back through and feels good to be back to work, man. We hadn't done anything at all in several days, several weeks. So it's definitely nice to be back doing something. I mean, I had several things to work on. I had to put pins and bushings in the loader. Fix some odds and ends things on the 6N, and trying to get the ball rolling out on my property. So I mean, I've been staying busy with stuff. It's just wasn't making any money, just spending money is basically all I was doing. So like I said, it's good to be back actually doing something. And we'll probably end up taking down a few more trees as we come up through here. They said they wanted it about 30 foot wide. They wanted it 20 originally, and we told them that 20 was just too narrow. There just wasn't going to be enough. Wasn't going to be enough room to work. That's the biggest thing. You gotta give yourself enough room to work. Lots of undergrowth here. Stuff falls down and just kind of starts, all the ivy and all that junk just kind of starts accumulating over the top of it. What that vibrating noise is. I guess that's the bulldozer. Keep kind of waiting for this thing to go down on me. It doesn't. The regen hasn't worked in about 400 hours. It hasn't regened in about 400 hours. So I keep waiting for that to tear up. It's not throwing any codes, so it's kind of strange why it won't regen. I don't think it's already deleted. It still uses depth. I've deleted several machines, and none of them continue to use def after you delete them. So I'm not sure what the deal is with that, but. What happens, folks, if you guys have property, don't let it get away from you. You gotta just, it's amazing just what coming out here and bush hogging it 2-3 times a year will do. Because if you don't, it'll turn into this. Stuff will get away from you quick. You don't realize it, and then you're paying somebody to come out and clear it or mulch it, or whatever you choose. Could have just bush hogged it, saved yourself a bunch of money. I think I need to try and get going to the left over here. Get up this daggum hill. It's a touch wet. I'm sliding. I gotta get my butt up this hill some more. There's a pretty steep, you guys probably can't see it on camera very well, but there's a pretty steep little ridge I'm sitting on here. So it's kind of proven. It gets flat right up here though, so I just gotta clear me a spot where I can get up and over, and I'll be in pretty good shape. I think it's a rock maybe I'm sliding on. I'm not real sure. It is wet, but it's not, it's not that wet. These dadgum little sweet gum trees. They're little boogers. Gotta get them going ASAP. Hey, cherry tree. No, that's. That gum sweet gum tree will get, 10, 12 inches in diameter, and you'll have the damnedest time getting it plucked out of the ground. They just, for whatever reason, that species of tree just has unbelievable taproot on it. baby. I'm sliding. That's my one gripe with doing any kind of recording. You can't see elevation changes and stuff like that on camera at all, hardly. Like this, when I upload this to YouTube for y'all to watch, it won't look. You won't be able to tell at all that I was on a pretty dang steep grade. It just, for whatever reason, these cameras just can't pick it up. I don't know what it is. I don't know the reasoning behind it. I just know that they don't pick it up very well. I hope I'm going the right direction. It's so thick back here that I'm having a hard time keeping a sense of direction. Just trying to keep this as straight as I can. It's not going to be perfect by any means, but trying to keep it somewhat close. This Traco has me puzzled. I've ran a lot of Cat Tracos and I've ran a lot of Volvo Tracos. And this is the first Traco, I'm pretty sure, that when I'm using my thumb, it takes away all the swing power. It's like the thumb and the turntable are on the same hydraulic circuit almost, if that makes sense. It's like this thing will not, even on flat ground, it takes all the hydraulic pressure away from the turntable when you're using the thumb. So it's very, and it makes it very aggravating. So you guys can see, I mean, there was some pretty good, pretty nice poplar trees in here, pretty poplar trees, and they kind of quit bush hogging it. And once they quit bush hogging it, that's when all these little pine saplings and stuff. It's really pine trees. I don't know what it is about pines that make them grow so fast. But I mean, you look around. I mean, that's all it's really all that's in here. 95, 96% of the trees that I'm knocking down are pine trees. It is nice though, because there's no chainsawing going on. Just take the excavator and kind of use the other trees that you're going to tear down as basically just another tree to break them against. They just break up like that, just the best. Just stack them on the pile. Got to watch out for dead ones. Those dead ones, they'll fall on your cab, break your glass, put a dent in the roof, whatever. There's the road up there. Try to keep the burn area about right in here somewhere, right where this pile is. I'm gonna try not to clear too much more, just know, just 25, 30 feet around the edge of the pile is kind of all I'm looking for. Just enough to give us some room, get a little fire break. Like I said, you know, it's just pine tree. Run them into the pile one more time and break all the tops out of them and stack them in there. We'll take the dozer or the loader and kind of clean up all the stragglers behind me. It's just not really worth picking through it with this. So, I mean, you're gonna have I don't care what you're using. If you're using a rake, KG blade, it don't matter. You're gonna have a pile of just junk at the end of a clearing job that you've got to contend with. You know, pine needles, dirt, just trash that's not gonna burn. That's just the way it goes. My thing I try to do is I try to reach up in the tree as high as I can. That way I can, you know, break the tops, get the tops broke out of them pretty easily. That pretty much cuts the tree in half. Then you can come down low and grab and pull the stump out of the ground. Seems to work pretty well. Oh, sunshine's beaming in. That's hard to say. It's getting a little difficult for y'all to see, but anyway, guys, you get the idea here. I'm gonna finish getting everything gathered up around this pile here, making me a circle, and I'll turn this camera back on and let you guys kind of see the progress here. folks, this video is getting a little long here, so I'm gonna finish punching all the way out to that road back there, and I'll get a video at the end of the day, wrapping this video up for you guys. If y'all have made it this far, I appreciate you everybody watching, and be sure to leave a comment. Let me know how you like the video and everything. If you're not already subscribed, please do subscribe. It helps me out a bunch, helps me grow the channel, everything like that. So anyway, I'll get another video here towards the end of the day wrapping this thing up, but I appreciate everybody watching. Well folks, I fibbed to you. I'm gonna turn this camera back on just for another, I don't know, 5 or 6 minutes here. Kind of give y'all an update on what's going on. Right now I'm clearing a trail down the back side of this mountain here. I mean, you can see how grown up it is. I mean, we could barely get our side by side back through there. When the owner was showing us what he wanted. So right now basically what we've got going on is I'm taking this brush and digging it out, throwing it behind me. Looks like the dozer's having a hard time pushing it maybe. We're bringing the loader out here tomorrow, I think. It'll push twice what that bulldozer will. Of course, because that loader weighs like 45,000 pounds, probably at 963B. But this is kind of the process we've got going on. Like I said, there's barely room down there for a side by side to go down, and I'm making it about 2.5, 3 dozer blades wide, and it was working out pretty good up there. He was able to get in behind it pretty good and push it up through there, but I guess that dozer's having a hard time now because we're on such a steep grade. So I'm gonna have to start trying to make the piles a little lighter for him until we get that loader out here. But yeah, guys, this is just kind of what we got going on. I've been clearing. I'll get a little video when I walk back up the hill. We're fixing to quit here in about 20 minutes. When I walk back up the hill, I got all the shooting lanes cleared, got the brush piled up. Just gotta wait on a good rain to set that bad boy off. It'll that fire will light the entire world on fire if I don't let it get a little wet outside, because it's just surrounded by just basically pine trees. And you know what pine trees drop? Pine needles. When pine needles get dry, hell, they're like gasoline. Like a pine needle is. It'll absolutely, talking about light the world on fire if you're not careful. So we're gonna wait until probably Thursday evening, maybe Friday. Today is Monday. They're calling for rain on Friday, Thursday night into Friday. So if we get a decent little rain shower, we'll have everything cleared by then back here. Then we'll be able to go and start on the front of the property. There's a bunch of big trees they want taken down up front. Oh boy, yeah, this gets pretty steep. I'm gonna have to probably carry all this up this hill with this Traco, because evidently the bulldozer's having a little bit of a time pushing the brush up through there. Which I get it. I mean, it's heavy. It is heavy. It's not that I shouldn't say it's heavy. It's just it's a lot of brush and it's getting steep. And that dozer's just really just losing traction. I'm gonna try and carry the brush up there for him. load. This is where a track loader really shines over a bulldozer, and it just, you're so much taller than the pile of brush when you're pushing with a bulldozer, a big old pile of brush, especially a little finish dozer like that. You always run the risk of a piece of wood flying up over and coming through, coming in the cab, whatever. So you got to be really careful when you're pushing big piles of brush with a small dozer. So that's another reason why I always like to just bring a track loader, because that's what it's made to do. You can raise your bucket up as much as you want and keep the. Boy, I tell you, I'm sliding like crazy down this hill here. If it's wet at all, I'm screwed. Anyway, I just like doing it with a track loader. I think it's safer. You run less risk of running a piece of, whatever, running a stick or big old log or whatever. I've seen guys run big old logs right through the middle of their radiator, and that got expensive in a heartbeat. Well, it's a pretty poplar tree. I'm gonna leave him. But I don't know if you guys can see it, but there's a creek. There's a creek right down there, about another 30-40 yards, I'd say, until I get to that creek. These pine trees usually just come right out of the ground. I don't know why that one's being booger. But we're just going to the edge of the creek there, stopping at the creek. So almost there. Had a really good day. Got a lot cleared today. Like I said, now we're just gonna try to wait on a window of weather to set this big old pile on fire. I'm gonna get a little bit of video of it to wrap this video up when I get done here. It's always hard to choose what to film and what not to film. Oh boy. Oh lordy. It's dry and I can't pull this daggum pine tree out of the ground. Sliding like crazy. Like I said, I've just been sitting here all day. I filmed the majority of it throughout the first half of the day, and I was like, well dang, I'm gonna have a freaking 2-hour-long video if I don't quit filming. So I quit filming, and then I'm sitting back here, tearing down new stuff and making new trails and everything. I'm like, well shoot, I guess I need to turn the camera on and try to get a little bit of footage at least. So it's always just I don't know, I guess sometimes I think I'm filming too much, and then I'm sitting here and I'm like, well dang, I should be filming this, so it's kind of a catch-22. But anyway guys, I'm gonna turn this camera off. I'll get you a little video here, wrap this video up, and should be a pretty good video. I'll try to have it out tonight, get it edited for y'all. It's been a long time since I put a video out. I just hadn't had anything to do, I've been working in the shop, but I didn't know if I didn't think my channel was to that point where people wanted to see me working on, pieces of equipment and servicing and doing all that kind of stuff. So I just chose not to film it. But anyway guys, I'm gonna try to get walked up this hill here with this grapple of brush, and I'll get you a video here to close this one out. All right, folks, that's gonna be a wrap on this one. Got all this cleared, got everything piled up. Everything turned out pretty good so far. It's like I said, it's a bunch to burn here, and you got all these pine needles and pine trees around it. Just kind of had to start way down there this morning. Just basically just punch a dang hole right through the center of this and stack it up. That's a very, very big pile of brush. So we're going to have to be real careful when we set that thing on fire. But we got some cleaning up to do to clean this hallway up. But other than that, guys, we got that one there. I punched a hole through there about 30 foot wide, and we're coming along, making pretty good progress. But guys, that's going to be a wrap on this video. I appreciate everybody watching, and we'll catch you guys on the next one.